I've already seen this. Babs, where's the Harper contract?
No, my typewriter.
What is it doing there?
Just waiting for me to finish it.
It was supposed to have been done hours ago.
I know, Harold, I know. I'll get around to it.
Well, could you hurry it up and get it for me? I need that contract right now.
You know, it's a little hard for me to concentrate on some dumb contract when I know the carpenter's going to be dragging Miriam into court.
I'm doing everything I can to help her.
I know, but you make it sound like Moneybags already has custody of Eric.
Well, let's face it, Babs. With her past, I'd say this deck looks pretty much stacked against her. That's why I wanted to talk to Charles, see if she can talk some sense into him without going into court, if at all possible.
Yeah, if at all possible.
Mrs. Mason.
Mrs. Lucas, I came to see my father. Now, would you just tell him I'm here, please?
I'm sorry. He isn't in.
Oh, come on, Mrs. Lucas.
He went into the office this morning.
All right, so when will he be back?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Maybe it's just you who's not saying.
I'll tell your father you called.
Don't bother. I'll wait for him.
Mrs. Mason, I don't think you should be here.
Well, I live here. At least I did once.
But under the circumstances...
It wasn't of my choice, remember? Your dear Mr. Carpenter is the one who started this custody suit for Eric.
He's only doing what he thinks is best for his grandson.
Oh, is that right? Well, so am I. Oh, but I don't even know why I'm discussing this with you anyway.
I just don't want you to upset your father. He does have a heart condition. Or do you care?
Don't let me keep you from your duties, Mrs. Lucas.
I must insist you leave. Your father is not here.
I am not giving up until I see him.
Well, you won't see him here.
All right, you win, you win. I will go over to the office, but believe me, he had better be there.
Mr. Carpenter, I'm so glad you're here. I tried to explain to you...
It's all right, Mrs. Lucas. My daughter knows that she's intruding here.
Daddy, I came to talk with you.
About what?
Please, Daddy. For Eric's sake.
All right, Mrs. Lucas, you may leave.
Very well, sir.
You know, all that stuff about how she used to be is beside the point. Miriam is a different person now, and she's nuts about that kid. Any judge should be able to see that.
Would you care to argue the case, counselor?
Tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to throw it out of court altogether. You know, the way you were grilling her earlier, you scared her half out of her mind.
I was just trying to prepare her for what's likely to be some pretty tough tactics from Myers. He is going to have helpless Mim stories running out of his ears, thanks to Charles.
Well, suppose she starts believing him, Harold.
Not hardly.
Look, if you tell her she's a fruitcake long enough, guess what? She's going to start believing she's a fruitcake.
Not with you around to set her straight.
You don't know Miriam. She keeps a pretty tight lid on her feelings, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know. Not exactly.
What I mean is that she doesn't blow steam off after every round the way I do. She just kind of lets things build up to a head.
That doesn't sound like Miriam to me.
Well, she's been that way ever since the kidnapping. I think Ronnie keeping her locked up like that all that time, it's made her, I don't know, it's made her kind of a deep thinker, you know?
Introspective.
Yeah, that too.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but Harold, when her stack blows, it really blows.
First a lawyer, now a shrink, huh?
Look, I'm just giving you my opinion. I just want her to get a fair deal out of this, that's all.
So do I.
Well, then what do you say we throw a few punches below the belt?
Now, Babs.
Oh, come on. Carpenter's got to have some old bones rattling around in his closet somewhere. I mean, even his ex-wife couldn't stand living with him.
Oh, well, neither could my two exes.
Oh, come on, this is serious. Say, what about his housekeeper?
Miss Lucas?
Yeah. She's got eyes for him, if you ask me.
Circumstantial evidence, if not entirely irrelevant.
Well, then what about his bad heart? You said yourself we'd get some mileage out of that one.
If it's judiciously used, yes, Babs. Let me build the defense, okay?
Yeah, but we
No, without any under-the-table dealings. I had my fill of that when I was working with Charles.
You know, that white hat is beginning to fit you rather well.
I thought you liked it on me.
I do. I'm just not quite used to it yet. Beginning to wonder if my being around doesn't spoil the whole effect.
Nonsense. It was you that inspired it. I need you around, Babs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to hear you say that. I wouldn't mind if you said it a little more often.
I need you around, Babs.
Good.
There. I also need the Harper contract, and I need it right now. Would you get it?
Yes, sir.
And Babs, hurry up. I'll take you to lunch.
Carla, oh no!
I couldn't resist.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Well, I was out shopping for the little one here, and I thought, why not for little Scotty, too? Can I see him?
Well, yes. Oh, but he's asleep right now.
Oh,
Cheer up. He wakes up every 10 minutes.
great. Then I'll get a chance to hold him.
Yeah, and you can even change his diapers if you'd like. Ben and I've got lots of practice at that now.
Hey, don't you have a nurse helping you out?
Yeah, we do. We have this lady named Mrs. Sanderson. But she definitely believes in the parents having first-hand experience.
Ah, well, she and Mama would get along just beautifully.
Yeah, and that reminds me. Ione called to congratulate us. And she said she's getting a little impatient. It's about seeing her second grandchild.
Well, I'm all for it. And it's about time her second grandchild made his appearance, too.
When does he do?
Well, it feels like last week now. Oh, no. Next month.
Oh. Well, listen, you've been through all this once before. I mean, you must have everything all planned out, even to the very last labor pain.
Not quite. You know, actually, Gene and I haven't even decided on a name yet.
For her or him?
For her, I hope.
Oh.
Although we'll settle for him. You know, Jimmy always wanted a brother.
Yeah, and he's just about gotten that with Monk. Have you heard from him?
Today?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know, he started taking classes already.
Oh, that's wonderful. In modern dance?
Well, those two, but I meant high school equivalency. You know, it looks like he's going to get that diploma after all, Laurie.
Ooh, I know that makes Jean happy.
Oh, it does.
Oh.
You never saw him dance, did you?
No. I'm going to have to go to New York now and see him on the stage.
Oh, well, Lord willing, that's exactly where you'll see him one day soon.
Yeah. Something thinking back on Monk and Monroe High School and everything. It's like a bad dream after Blue Nobles attacked me there.
Oh, well, that's understandable.
Yeah. Well, it's all behind me now.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe I'll go back to teaching someday. If I think it's going to do any good this time.
Well, I say the way things worked out for Monk, some good came out of it the last time, Laurie.
Hey, I want you to put your feet up here. It feels great to lay back and relax, and I'm going to go fix you the lunch that I promised.
Well, under the circumstances, I think I'll take you up on this.
Okay.
Do me a favor, Miriam. Make this brief.
Well, you have filed for custody of Eric, and I am here to ask you to drop the suit.
You're joking.
No, Daddy, you don't realize what you're doing here.
I'm protecting my grandson. I'm looking out for his future.
But I'm his mother. He belongs with me.
Not where you are now, no. I don't think Chesterfield is an appropriate place for him at all.
But where we're living is really not the issue here. I mean, don't you realize what this fight could really do to Eric?
You brought it on yourself. Besides, it'll show Eric just exactly what he means to me.
Or possibly make him resent you.
Don't be ridiculous. He doesn't resent me. He loves me.
Yes, yes, Daddy, he does now very much. And I would like him to go on loving you.
Then bring him back to this house.
Suppose I said yes.
What?
Yes, we can have an agreement. He could spend some time with you. We could arrange for visits.
Visits? Is that what you call an agreement?
Yes, Harold could set up all the details.
Harold. I should have known that idiot thought of this idea, undoubtedly, didn't he?
Well, yes, to keep this case out of court, but it is for our benefit. It's for mine and Eric's and yours.
And Harold's, of course. Well, you tell Mr. Webster for me that Dan Myers and I will see him at the hearing. I am not going to become a part-time grandfather to my grandson. Now, he's already been shuttled around enough. What he needs is a stable environment with stable people.
Daddy, I'm warning you. If you persist in this...
If what? You aren't by any chance threatening me, are you? You know, be careful, because it only proves just how unstable you are. Now, I think it would be an excellent idea if you left.
You will not separate me from my son.
We'll see about that. Mim, much against my advice, you made your bed, now you're going to have to lie in it. And when this hearing is over, none of your friends are going to stand by you at all.
Well, you're wrong about that, Father, because somebody will stand by me.
Who? Your friends? Wait till you hear the strategy that Mr. Myers has for them.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because God will stand by me just like he did before.
Right. He's falling asleep again.
Oh, I know you've heard this before, but Laurie, he's adorable.
Oh, thanks. I think so, too.
You know, I'm surprised you don't have a photo album full of snapshots, all of little Scotty.
Well, I can't show you one because Ben took it with him to work.
The proud father.
That is the understatement of the year. He's already bought Scotty a football.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it would be a stethoscope, you know, like father, like son.
Yeah, well, maybe not this time.
Did I say something wrong?
No. No, it's just that Ben's really down about his work right now. I mean, it's not that he talks about it a lot, but I know he misses being in the operating room.
Is his hand still bothering him?
Yeah, well, it's not that it's in pain. It's just that he only recovered 80% use of his hand since the accident. And that's why he had to leave Kingsley General.
Yeah, I heard. Mama says he's full-time at the clinic now.
Yeah, mainly doing exams. Dave handles most of the patients.
Well, Laurie, if the clinic is anything like Mama says, Ben sure is needed there.
Of course he is. Oh, I don't know. Carl, if you could have seen how down he was the other day. He couldn't even put stitches into a little girl's finger.
Oh.
Dave had to do it for him.
That must be rough on him.
Yeah, it is. But I tell you, every time I look at his hand, I see him using it again, just like he used to.
Oh, good. Now, if we can only get him to see it your way.
Yeah. Well, if I can't, there's still something to be grateful for. And that's that he can use it.
Yeah. Well, I better be going.
No, we didn't even open the presents.
Oh, yeah, but you will be in 10 more minutes.
Okay.
And I have to pick up Jimmy. He went swimming again.
Oh, Carla, thanks for coming by.
Oh, I loved every minute of it, especially the ones holding little Scotty. Now, you take care.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
is so stubborn I could scream.
Who?
My father. I just came from talking to him.
Oh, no wonder you feel like screaming. He isn't letting up on the custody suit for Eric?
No, not at all. When I asked him if maybe he could drop the case, he just about laughed in my face.
But it's the only way he can fight you, Miriam.
But why do we have to fight each other at all? We both want what's best for my son.
Well, your best and his best aren't the same. That's obvious.
I realize that. It's not that I don't want Eric to have all the advantages that I did. If only Daddy could give them to him with no strings attached.
He wants to control Eric. He wants to make him into his image, and you don't want that.
Exactly. Like every parent, I just want what's best for my son. I don't want him to be cut off from his family, but I do want him to grow up with the principles and the morals that will guide him through his life. I want him to grow up knowing Jesus.
Carla? Are you here? Oh, boy, well, old stomach is hungry. Aha. Jackpot. Yes. Ain't had no good cake in a long time. It's gonna be real nice.
Well, Gene, what are you doing here?
I believe I live here.
I mean, this time of the day, shouldn't you be at work?
Shouldn't you be at home? Where were you?
Well, wouldn't you like to know? And this is for dinner.
Hey, Carl. You know, I don't like you driving around alone, especially when the babies do.
Well, I just held one cute as a button. Scott Benjamin Martin.
Oh, so you went to see Lori?
Mm-hmm. Good guess.
Well, good, thanks. I get enough practice with you.
Well, how about some more? This time with me here.
Huh?
Well, it's time we get to work, starting now.
Oh, we're gonna work on our lunch?
Oh, I've already had mine.
Yeah, but I haven't had
Well,
mine.
it can wait. Now, something to write on. Oh, this'll do.
Wait, now, Carla, that is
And
my...
a pen.
What are you up to?
Now comes the hard part.
I give up. Well, what am I gonna have to do on an empty stomach?
Thought you'd never ask.
Never ask. I've only been asking for the last
Well,
three...
Gene, this is it. It's time we name our baby.
Harold's asking me to be character witness for you. And I am going to say how much you love Eric, how much you want him to be happy, and what a good mother you've become ever since you allowed Christ into your heart.
Oh, Terry, that's fine, because that's the new Miriam. What I'm afraid of is when they start to dig up the old Miriam. I mean, Daddy promised me that Mr. Myers will nail me with that, and Harold, too, for that matter.
Miriam, the old things have passed away. You've begun a new life. I mean, I see it, and everybody else does, too.
If only the judge could see it.
May I interpret what you've just said? Yes, Terry, I will fight for my son.
Only you could find something positive in something so negative.
Well, how about it? Are you going to fight?
I'll try.
You can do better than that.
Okay. I will fight for my son.
Good. You still feel like screaming?
I'll pass.
Thanks. You're welcome. Now, we have to take everything into consideration.
What do you mean?
Well, Mama wants the baby to have a biblical name. Oh, Gene, stop eating that cake.
Well, I haven't had lunch.
Well, now, I'm open to names like Joshua and Rebecca.
Carla, don't have to go through a big list.
And even, something modern like, well, how about Tanika? Yeah.
Oh, great. Carla, I've already picked out a name.
You have?
Yep, great one.
Girl or boy?
Both.
Jean with the G if he looks like me. Jean with a J if she looks like you.
Oh, yes, it's all right, Scotty. It's all right. Come on, Mama's here. Mama's here. It's okay. Mama's holding you just like she was the first time you came into this world. Do you remember that? Listen to him cry.
That's my boy.
It is the greatest sound in the whole world.
Would anybody like to hold baby?
Oh, I'm scared.
Oh, there's nothing to it. The kid does all the work.
He's beautiful. And you are still so beautiful. And you're so tiny. And Ben and I are going to teach you things. We're going to teach you how to ride a bike and how to catch that football that he brought for you. And we're going to teach you how much God loves you. Oh, Lord, thank you for your love. And help us to be good parents.